For years, hundreds of thousands of expeditions have tried to unravel all the mysteries that exist on Earth. However, it seems that no matter how much we investigate, more questions and strange things come to light, from the terrifying and mysterious tomb of Tutankhamun to the impressive tomb of giants. These are 20 excavation discoveries that terrify the world. 1. Tutankhamun's tomb. Discovered in 1922 by the British archaeologist Howard Carter, Tutankhamun's tomb has been recognized as one of the most important jewels of archaeology. In addition, it is one of the most fascinating, enigmatic, and terrifying discoveries of all. Tutankhamun was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh and the last monarch of his royal family at the end of the 18th dynasty, ruling between 1334 and 1325 BC. Despite being one of his most famous rulers, his reign was short and difficult, ascending to the throne at just 9 years old and facing various health problems throughout his life. Among the spectacular things found by archaeologists who analyzed Tutankhamun's tomb, the fact that the tomb and the monarch's body were really well preserved stands out. However, the greatest and most terrifying mystery was the famous curse that fell on anyone who dared to open his tomb. Apparently, all the professional daredevils who were able to touch and open the emperor's tomb suffered Tutankhamun's fury, experiencing serious illnesses. 2. Crystal skulls. Crystal skulls have been one of the most impressive mysteries of all for years. Also known as the 13 Skulls, the first one that made the most impression and captured the attention of all scientists was found by the adventurer Albert in a Mayan city in southern Belize. Regarding its origin, not much is known, much less the purpose of this imposing sculpture. According to experts, it is possible that they are made of pure rock crystal in an incomprehensible way. It is estimated that they must have gone through manufacturing cycles to acquire their current shape. Some theories suggest that each one corresponds to one of the worlds inhabited by humans and that within them they store useful information for humanity. Another theory suggests that they are the works of aliens and that, like the previous hypothesis, they contain knowledge. 3. Animal mummies in Egypt. In all of human history, no culture has been as captivated by the animal kingdom as the Egyptian. For this reason, the inhabitants of Egypt had the responsibility of turning each of their pets into mummies. A few days ago, a group of Egyptian archaeologists found a series of animal mummies in the Memphis necropolis. The discovery consisted of 3 New Kingdom tombs that were reused in late-period Egypt as a cat necropolis. Also notable were the first beetle mummies discovered in the Memphis necropolis and various coffins in the shape of a cobra or crocodile that could contain animal mummies. Incredibly, several cat mummies were found, as well as other animals such as dogs. What fascinated the experts the most were the golden statuettes with the physical characteristics of the lion, the cow, and the falcon. Without a doubt, the fascination with animals in this culture is truly incredible. 4. Giant skeletons. A group of Russian archaeologists found in the North Caucasus the tomb of 2 men and 2 women from about 4,500 years ago in a clay tomb. The curious thing about this discovery is that they were giants. The discovery was surprising, as scientists believed that all the burials had already been looted. The bones were liberally sprinkled with ochre, apparently to perform a cultural rite. The women were 2.20 meters tall, while the men were over 2.50 meters tall. Without a doubt, they were true giants. 5. Vampire. In 2009, a tomb was found in the Venice lagoon where a real vampire was found. The discovery was made by Matteo Borini of the University of Florence. He claimed that he and his team discovered the skeleton of a woman from the Middle Ages whose skull had 2 prominent fangs, similar to those of a vampire. According to experts, they found the vampire next to a trap so that the woman would never come back to life, ensuring that she would not attack more people. Although for experts it is something unprecedented, research continues to understand how something like this is possible. 6. Giant claw of the moas. Moas were a group of 9 different species of birds in New Zealand that were unable to fly and became extinct almost 2,000 years ago. During an archaeological dig in 1986, archaeologists made a surprising discovery: a moa claw in a cave. Far from just a bone, the scientists found that both the muscles and the skin were still intact, unlike the mummified bodies typical of ancient cultures. The largest of the moas discovered was more than 3 meters tall and weighed more than 226 kilograms. Without a doubt, a real giant. 7. Golden tongue. In February 2021, one of the most curious mummies in the world was discovered, one that had a golden tongue. This discovery was made by a team of Egyptian and Dominican scientists working at the Tepo Siris Magna Temple in Alexandria. They unearthed several 2,000-year-old mummies in northern Egypt and were surprised to see that inside the mouth of one of them was a golden tongue. Specialists believe that the amulet made of gold in the shape of a tongue was placed on him so that he could speak before the court of the god Osiris in the afterlife. However, it is a new tradition that must be studied in depth. 8. Noah's Ark. Do you believe in Noah's Ark? A group of researchers in Turkey found an old structure that is estimated to be more than 4,400 years old, claiming that it may be a piece of Noah's Arkansas. The Bible narrates in Genesis that God commissioned his servant Noah to build a great ark to preserve the animals during the universal flood. According to Christian tradition, this ark docked in the Ararat Mountains in Turkey. In 2010, a group of researchers claimed to have found remains of the ship under Ararat Mountain. Using metal detector equipment, ground-penetrating radar, and various chemical analysis methods, they found a piece of ancient wood with 3 decks, identifying walls, cavities, a door, ramps, and large cisterns. This finding has generated debate and astonishment. What do you think? 9. Gobro's burial. The discovery of the largest human burial at the Gobro site in the Sahara. It is a significant archaeological find. During 2 years of excavation, around 200 skeletons were found, revealing 2 periods of occupation separated by more than 1,000 years. The objects found, such as arrowheads and bone jewelry, suggest that these people were probably hunting in nearby bodies of water. Although some burials were unique, such as that of a man sitting on fragments of turtle shell, there is still much we do not know about their lives and deaths. 10. The Wedge of Ade. About 50 years ago, a group of miners found an object so strange that many have come to believe it came from outer space. It was discovered on the banks of the Mureș River in Iat, Romania, when miners were searching for something completely different: 2 mastodon bones. But that was not all. More than 35 feet deep, they found an object with no date, no purpose, no clear explanation, and no apparent function. It was called the aluminum object or Wedge of Iad. The fact that the Wedge of Iad lacks antiquity and purpose makes it very confusing. Its location is also very strange, since it is unlikely to discover an object made of newly discovered materials among the bones of a beast that became extinct 11,700 years ago. To further complicate matters, this object was covered in patina, a coating that takes thousands of years to develop. Furthermore, this object could also pass as modern, since it is made of a material that cannot be differentiated from today's aluminum, something that should have existed 11,000 years ago. The location and dates surrounding this object don't add up, nor does its shape seem to serve any apparent purpose. It is suspected to have extraterrestrial origin, but there is no valid theory. 11. The Lost Golden City. The well-known Egyptologist announced that he had found the famous lost golden city of Luxor. This lost city, dating back about 3,000 years, was lost in the sands of Egypt until now. The discovery has been called one of the most important archaeological finds since Tutankhamun's tomb. It is the largest ancient city discovered in Egypt, dating back to the reign of Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's most powerful pharaohs who ruled from 1391 to 1353 BC. According to historians, the most incredible buildings and strongest structures of that time were found there. The city itself was a modern creation with the best engineering and architecture of the time. 12. Homo floresiensis. What discovery could be more important than finding an ancient inhabitant species? In 2003, on the island of Flores, a team of archaeologists found tiny human remains in the Liang Bua cave. These humans, known as Homo floresiensis, were very small, with brains much smaller than modern humans. Although they were small, they were not simply dwarfs or developmentally disabled, but a different species that lived on the island about 50,000 years ago. Surprisingly, they also found tools and evidence of fire, suggesting they were intelligent and had advanced survival skills. This discovery challenges our ideas about human evolution and makes us think about the possibility of finding other forgotten human relatives. Flores hobbits show why there are always new discoveries waiting for us, even about ourselves.